Welcome, yogis. Today's kind of a colder Saturday, and I just wanted to record a little bit of a restore class. It won't be too long, just to get ourselves to relax. Maybe stop watching the news and stop worrying just a little bit. So with that, I want you to maybe set an intention to slow down and just again to pay attention to our bodies, getting into our bodies and just relax. So we're going to start out by sitting up tall. I just want us to draw those shoulders down our backs for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. And then on that next inhale, let's sweep those arms up. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to release our right hand, slide it out as we reach over and out with that left. Now I just want to have our sides of our waistline stretched a little bit so that we can take those nice deep breaths. As we inhale, let's come up. As we exhale, slide that left hand out, reaching over. But one more big breath right here. And then we're going to come all the way up, reaching up. And then exhale, let's release our hands. Let's start to just roll through our shoulders. We're going to do a big chest opener and we're going to do a big or hip opener just to kind of let ourselves release into them. Now from here, we're going to come up onto our hands and our knees and we're going to come into tabletop. And I just want to warm up our spine or just connect ourselves to our spine really. As we inhale, let's start to lengthen, bringing our chin and chest through. As we exhale, rounding, drawing your navel to our spine. Inhale, let's lengthen. Exhale as we round. One more time. Inhale, let's lengthen. Exhale, rounding, drawing that chin all the way up. And then back to that flat spine. So again, I said I wanted those muscles in the sides of our rib cage to be stretched. We're going to just look over that left shoulder, checking out that left heel. Feel that stretch in the right side and then come back to the center. Look over that right shoulder, looking at our heel. Coming back through our center, looking on the outside of that left shoulder one more time. And let's do that one more time on the right. Again, big stretch. And then coming back to our center. So we're going to come up on, we're going to grab our blanket first. Now there's not much we have to do in these poses except just hang out. Now my blanket is pretty fat. If that's too much, you can take your blanket and roll it more of a lengthwise. And as you can see, a towel would work. Just using whatever we have handy today. I am going to go with the big fat roll today. Now we're going to place right here, and then we're going to come on down. So we're going to think about from our shoulder blades up, so think right underneath that shoulder blade is going to come over the top. Now I'm going to release my bun. It's my ponytail in the way. We want the back of the head to be able to rest nicely on our mats. And we have the option to bring our hands on either side of our hips, keep them close. Or take those arms above our head in more of a goalpost. Or out to a T. I don't have room for a T, so I'm going to stay right here in goalpost. Now our knees can stay bent, or we can start to lengthen out. Now I want you, as you breathe here, to just settle in. Notice any sensations, any tightness in our body. Notice that the blanket is too big. Should we unroll it a little bit? Maybe it's not enough and we need to add another one. Where are we feeling this the most? Is it across the chest? Is it down into the front of the abdominals? Where are we feeling this most? I feel it lots of places right now. I clearly needed this today. So in Restore, we stay in our poses just a little bit longer. We don't rush from pose to pose. One more big breath here. Exhale completely. Now we're gonna bend our knees and we're gonna slide the blanket. I have a short torso, so I'm only gonna go down an inch. If you have a longer torso, please take it down 2. We're gonna raise our hips and just slide the blanket down just a little bit. And then we're gonna place that back. And again, we can come back to goalpost arms. We can take our arms out to a T, or our palms can face up on either side of our hips. Legs can be bent, legs can be straight. We're gonna settle our back in. I'm going back to goalpost. Now we're going to switch our focus once we've settled in and we know we're good to how deep can we breathe in. Can we send that breath all the way down into the belly? Can you see or feel your belly rise and fall? Starting to notice our inhales as long as our exhales. Give me one more big breath right here. We're going to bend those knees if our legs are straight. And we're going to slide the blanket down one more time. And I place it right on that sacrum, right above the tailbone. And again, our hands can come back to goalposts. They can stay out to the side. We're going to straighten our legs this time. If it's too much to have both, go ahead and just bend that left knee and let that right leg extend. If it's okay with both, go ahead and extend both. And now we're going to get back into our body. I want you to feel where you're feeling it. Where do you feel this the most? I'm starting to feel a little more my right side than my left. I can feel those front of the hips starting to lengthen. My body's starting to feel a little bit longer here. How about yours? And again, our eyes can be open or our eyes can be closed today. As we go into our bodies and we feel our bodies, asking ourselves if we like this stretch. Do we feel lengthened here? Give me one more breath and then we'll start to bend our knees. And lifting those hips, slide that blanket out. And we're just going to rest the back on our mats for a breath. And then we're going to make our way to a seated position. However we get there, works for me. Now, this is where we can use our blocks. We're going to do a fire log, which is really good for those glutes. So we're going to take that left shin and stack it on the bottom and stack our right shin on top. I found myself more and more doing this pose the last couple weeks because I need it. Those hips are really, really tight. So if this knee is up here, I can simply place and it'll allow me to fold and get that stretch. Now, if this is not happening and my knees are both up like this, I can sit crisscross and then we're gonna fold. So again, that right shin should be on top, left on bottom, blocks. If we need it, we're gonna fold. Now, I sometimes, if I don't need my block underneath here, or my book, if I have a book, this is where your Harry Potter books would come in. We're gonna fold, and I like to rest my forehead on something. Just allowing our bodies to release. And noticing it outside of that right hip, that glute. How's it doing? Are we feeling a stretch? Are we feeling nothing today? Let's breathe into the back of the body now that we're in that forward fold. About 2 more big breaths right here. And after that second exhale, we'll start to walk back up nice and slow. And we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna bring that right leg on the bottom, take that left shin on top, and again, we can place that block underneath, or we can put the block in front of us and fold into it. Now, again, I can be crisscross, and know that the right side might not be the same as the left side, and that's okay. We're gonna fold forward. And again, if it's comfortable, we can rest that forehead on the block. If it's not, we don't want it, you can ditch it and fold as far as it's comfortable. Make sure that those sit bones are not coming forward off of our mats. I think I really like that block. That was really nice. Going back to that breath. Breathing into the back of the body, into that left hip this time. Does it feel the same? Are both sides of us even today? How about one more big breath? Exhale, let's complete that exhale, and then we'll start to come back up. How are we doing? Are we starting to settle in? Feel those hips opening. Maybe feel a little bit lighter and open in the chest. We have one more pose that we're gonna do today. And this again is gonna take both of our blocks. Now I'm gonna show you with or without the blanket. It's totally your choice, but I do suggest the blocks. So our first setup I'm going to show you without, actually I'll show you with the blanket because I think I'm going to do without. So I'm going to allow this blanket to just line my spine. I'm going to let my head rest, and I'm going to place my blocks on either side, bring my soles of my feet together, and let my knees go wide. Now I can use the blanket, I can ditch the blanket, whatever works for me today. Now I have, my right side is less tight than my left, so I'm gonna find a happy medium where I feel like both sides can get stretched out. And again, these blocks my knees are actually resting on the blocks. I might need a higher height and I might need lower. So completely up to you. I need this height today. How close my heels are to me is up to me as well, or up to you as well. And we're going to just bring our hands on either side of our hips. Now, breathing and noticing where we're feeling the stretch. Make any adjustments that we might need. And allow that belly to rise and fall. We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and the hips, and that's why I've chosen these few poses for us today. And maybe as I stay here, my hips open so I can walk the blocks out just a little bit more. Still feeling their support. Still doing okay? Let's take 3 more breaths here. One more breath. After that exhale, we're going to slide those blocks out. And if our hands can reach, slide them underneath, bringing those knees back to our center. Pause here. And then we're going to make our way to a comfortable seated position again. Now we'll just come back to that seated, cross-legged, straight-legged, however we were at the beginning. And we're going to sit up tall. And I want us to just take a moment here to notice any differences that we might feel. And then let's sweep those arms above our head. As we exhale, let's draw those hands to our heart center. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice with me today. The divine light in me honors and acknowledges the divine light in you. Namaste.